59J, Neko 9. Let's go. Yeah.
I'm sideways in a bucket ducking 5-0.
Homie, are you down the ride?
Rims spinning, windows tinted and my eyes low.
Hey, yo, what's good with everybody, man? I hope everybody's having a productive day, feeling blessed, and like I always say, it's one life, one chance. We only got one chance to do this right. Let's get it done. So with that being said, man, this is an interesting story. Takes place in about 2000, 2001, but bro, this was a time in Tulare County where there was so much NF members in county jail on the streets that were being made, and it caused some of the biggest controversial removals that I've ever seen and that I ever even heard of, because all the infighting and the power that was getting thrown around and the conflicts of interest between NF members, dude, so many, from 2001 to 2007, there was so much bloodshed spilled in Tulare County. So let's talk about it. So with that being said, hit that subscribe button, hit that like, always leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Check the links in the description for my Apple and Spotify music. Go ahead and run my streams up. And you can check out my playlist section on my YouTube channel and check out my music right there. Thank you guys for you guys' time. Most importantly, thank you guys for you guys' support. So there was an individual in county jail, or he's from Tulare County overall, Gilbert Garza, aka Hurricane from Visalia. Now, this individual was an older individual that's been in a prison before, but he was in county jail at the time by another individual, Crazy J from Eastside Portals, Eastside Barrio. I used to kick it with Crazy J, man. Crazy J he lives by his name, Crazy. Real crazy. He ain't got no game. He can't talk to no hyenas, bro, but he's with the business, bro. He puts in a lot of work. And so around this time, Angel Chavez, Wino from Visalia, was a carnal. And he was in AdSeg Overflow, along with another carnal named Sleepy from Saltana. They were both in the AdSeg. So while they're at AdSeg answering to the NF, I think Angel at the time was either on freeze or under investigation. I'm not too sure. Crazy J was the overall authority in charge at the time. Now you had Hurricane, who honestly believed that because he was in prison prior and he had prison experience and he's held CLC positions in prison, Crazy J wasn't. And Crazy J, he felt like Crazy J wasn't capable of running the OA position, shouldn't be running the OA position, and that OA position needs to be relinquished to Hurricane because of his prison experience. That's what I'm saying. Everybody thought because they've been to prison and they've knew individuals, or they've been on the yard with individuals, or they reported individuals, everybody around this time felt like they were entitled to something, or that they had some form of power because of their experience. Experience was giving these individuals the concept that power belonged to them, things belong to them, prisons belong to them, positions belong to them. So there was another individual named Psycho Mike, right? But it's his brother. Psycho Mike, I told you guys about Psycho Mike. There's two of them, but they're both nuts. And both in bad standings. One of them I watched personally get whacked on the phone because he was sleeping with another homie's old lady's mom. Or no, another homie's mom, I think. Something like that. His old lady or his old lady's mom, or his mom. Something like that. You had the brother there. Then you had Hank Aguirre. Hank Aguirre was from Tulare. Hank Aguirre had a little power and a little bit of influence. So Hurricane managed to talk Hank and Psycho Mike's brother and convincing them that the position belonged to him. But not just that the position needs to belong to him, but whack Crazy J in the process. So they fabricated some evidence and got Crazy J whacked. Crazy J goes to the hole, runs into Wino the carnal and Sleepy the carnal. Not paroles, but gets released from the county jail from AdSeg. They cleared his name, but sent him to the streets to report to the regiment, where the regiment cleared his name. That it was all false propaganda, it was all false charges, it was a power struggle, and it was an overthrow of the OA position because Hurricane wanted the position. Well, Hurricane winds up leaving the county jail anyways, and then coming back. But while all that took place, there was an individual from Tulare named Knowledge, Robert Pompa. He was there. He was actually celled up with Crazy J again when Hurricane came back to the county jail. So now there's tension, there's friction, because Crazy J knows that they fabricated evidence, got him whacked, and now he's in county jail again with the same individuals who politicked against him. But Knowledge was present at the time in the county jail when Crazy J got whacked. Now he's cellies with them. Now there's tension. They're tripping right now. So Hurricane sells up with an individual from Dinuba named Wedkel. Knowledge winds up going to the phone. He's beefing with his old lady. He's beefing with his old lady, Rihanna, over the phone. But everybody's understanding and are acknowledging the fact that there's so many reports going to Crazy J's cell. Like, he was constantly writing reports every day, and that's what put a lot more tension within the cell with Knowledge, because Crazy J's not telling Knowledge what they're asking him, what the household's asking him. Knowledge only knows that this fool got whacked, and now they're investigating for the whacking. He knows all the information of what took place the previous removal, but not this removal. Everybody's on a half 60 with Crazy J, but Crazy J's like always going to court. When he comes back, there's more reports he got to fill out. Overall, there was a couple of individuals that felt like Crazy J was going to get removed. 2 weeks go by after an investigation is being conducted, and the household reaches a conclusion. But the household doesn't reach a conclusion and tell everybody, like, hey, bro, this is what we concluded. This is what's going to happen. When the household does a removal, they're going to do removal and then circulate the filter so nobody gives anybody a heads up, because you're always going to find that favoritism. You're always going to have that one homie who you're going to give a heads up to, like, bro, they're going to come for you, bro. Do what you got to do. So Hurricane's in the cell. He's shaving. The door opens and Huerco comes out. He winds up showing up to a different cell. The cell is another carnal. Well, supposedly. A lot of people always talk about this individual, Motorcycle Rick, as being a carnal, but I actually talked to a carnal from Tulare County maybe a couple months ago, and he said that dude was never a carnal. Never was. Just people always assume because he was in good standings and good graces, and he was always tied to Martin from Linnell Camp, who's a carnal, who got busted in San Jose for drug trafficking charges. He had like 20-something stash houses out there when he got busted, and a bunch of other people that I can name that were NF members at the time. His name is Rick Contreras, Motorcycle Rick. So he goes up to Rick's cell. Rick was doing all the investigation and answering to the carnales, and found out that the carnales cleared this dude of any false charges, and that it was Hurricane's the one that submitted all the charges, fabricated the charges, and got him removed personally just to take over the OA position. So they're talking to Huerco, and they give Huerco a blade. Now, if you guys are familiar with like the old school pencil sharpeners, like the ones you go, the blades are pretty big. You can get those in Canteen and County. So they get one, break it down, pull the blade out, give it to Huerco from Dinuba. Huerco goes upstairs and it starts whacking them. So you got Hurricane shaving, door open, not even paying attention. Turns, just ripping dude's face open. And then runs out and gets rid of the weapon. So Hurricane comes out and he's tripping like, hey, what the whoa, tries to run out Huerco, but there's Nortenos on the floor in the day room that get up and engage. Tries to grab a mop bucket, spills the water everywhere. Now he's slipping and falling, trying to grab a mop stick to hit the Nortenos that were jumping in, and the cops come in and snatch up Hurricane and take him off the building. Even though Motorcycle Rick did all the investigation, like I said, he was in contact with the carnal named Martin from Linnell Camp, who sanctioned the hit on Hurricane because of dude's abuse and the way he manipulated the laws and the Norteño legal system to overthrow this individual and get a regular northerner. He wasn't even Norteño with status, just a regular northerner who was upholding his responsibilities. Get him whacked just so he can run the county jail. Which in county jail, like I said, I've been in county jail. There's not a lot of privileges entitled to that position in particular. You're not like you're winning. You're not like you're taxing everything that comes in. It's all going to either a carnal, going to the shoe, or you're going to make some money. But you're going to hear stories like this time and time again, whether it's from me or whether it's from anybody else that talks about Norteño politics. Sometimes those positions, sometimes having that contact and being able to ride a carnal, in contact with a carnal, being able to call his familia, you kind of look at it like, man, I got a juice card. So you can literally go up to that phone and make a phone call for whatever it is that you're investigating. And go back and be like, man, this is what he said. Nobody knows what that carnal or his carnal's secretary or his wife said, whoever you contacted. You can literally go to your desk and fabricate any evidence and say, hey, man, per carnal, this and this and that, this is what's going down, this is why he's getting removed. But in all reality, it's your own personal vendetta, your own personal gain that could be jotted down on that piece of paper, circulated to all the manpower, every Norteño in that building, and all they do is just look at it and be like, okay, well, it's not me getting whacked, it's him getting whacked, so that's on him. A lot of people can tell you that some of these cases get reprimanded, and there's redemption for those that were victims of false accusations and allegations, but there's a lot of cases where that individual gets whacked, doesn't come back, and that story stays buried with them. That investigation goes buried with them. The truth goes buried with them. And this individual will continuously do that till one individual finally says, you know what, I'm going to make a stance. I'm going to plead my case. Whatever happens, happens. And in this case, Crazy J came back, pleaded his case because he already had the sanction and the approval and the stamp of 2 other carnales. And he went to the street regimen to get it fully cleared amongst everybody, amongst the Norteño population in Tulare County, to get re-embraced into the Norteño program and then strike this dude up. So, karma goes around, man. Karma's the B word. What goes around comes around, and Hurricane wound up getting what he had coming, what he deserved, because he decided to whack just an innocent person. That's what I'm going to call it, an innocent person. The dude was just fulfilling his responsibility, taking care of the household, answering to a carnal, keeping everything in order, keeping everybody in peace. But there's been a lot of Norteños throughout Norteño history that get bloodthirsty, that get power happy, that just want those positions just to see what they can do, what kind of damage they can do, who they can hurt, what they can gain from it. And that's why I say throughout the last 10, 20 years, the ideology of the betterment for the people has been long gone. Too many Norteños, too many high-ranking members, too many people that were in positions of authority have abused that position of authority so much, then they wonder why the dropout rate's so big. So I thought I'd bring that story to your guys' attention, man. So with that being said, like I always say, it's one life, one chance. When you got one chance to do this right, let's get it done. Peace.